Hey guys, Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I am back with another Kaiju number 8 episode review for you guys as we are continuing on with the Kaiju number 8. And man, this episode was good, and I was craving for more, man. I was craving for more because by the time we got to the end of the episode, I wanted more, man. Jeez Louise. I love this show. And I know this show right now is, I guess, the series as a whole is conflicted now because the main source material ended up obviously concluding and it's over. So the thing is, will the anime do a full adaptation? I'm guessing with the fact that it's a very hyped series, it will. But I'm guessing people say that, it's one of those shows that it starts off really well, but by the time you get to the ending of the story, it kind of falls off a bit for people. Personally, if you ask me, like, people are entitled to their own opinions, but again, you know me. When it comes to people openly hating shows, you know how I get. Again, I'm not going to judge anything. I've been enjoying the show. So, for whatever reason, people fall out of favor or they have a lack of taste, I guess you can say. I don't know. I just accumulate it and pick it up and drop it off to the fact that people set their expectations so high for stuff, and then when it's something that it's not met with, well, then your expectations are going to drop, and it's not going to be as good in your opinion, which is just frankly being honest. That's just the typical thing that, you know, people just are nowadays. They set their expectations high for something that they're very highly expecting, and if it's something that it's not done in their way, well then they say, oh well, it really fell off, right? Or again, like I said, they like to join in with the mass populace. They may actually like it, but they'll join in with the mass populace of people saying, oh well, it's mid, so you can fit in with everybody else, so then you're not criticized or ostracized because lo and behold, especially in social media, you say something that is unfavorable amongst people, well, you'll get criticized for it, right? But it is what it is. Personally, I say stand on your own 2 feet. If you get fucking hate for it, well then guess what? Too fucking bad. And I guess we just agree to disagree. But anyways, this week's episode of Kaiju number 8 is revolved around the invasion of these ants. And for a good chunk of the episode, I'm like, am I watching fucking Solo Leveling right now? Because I just got done watching Solo Leveling season 2, and they just had their final little arc thing deal with freaking ants. So I was legitimately like, am I getting flashbacks to season 2 of Solo Leveling? But no, that's the thing. But anyways, we pick up where we last left off from the end of episode 1, where that building basically collapses and everything. Because we start the episode off where people are hearing earthquakes and people are like, oh, it's okay. There's nothing, we get that all the time. I just wish they would stop, but it is what it is, right? But then they see this one building get down, and you have it to where these people are looking in this hole. Now, personally, if you ask me, I don't know why you'd be looking in this hole. I would be like, all right, I'm not even gonna mess with this right now, right? So basically, they look in this hole. This person has obviously a phone, right? And especially if you have an iPhone, you can actually zoom in, and the phone actually auto locks on something if it sees something. And the person's like, "Wait, what?" And the next thing you know, there's many more eyeballs that start popping up, and I'm just like, "Y'all might want to get the hell out of there." And next thing you know, you see these ants crawling up. Now, it's established that there are these ant kaijus in this world, but they mostly don't come, up to upper ground. They're mostly of like a underground type of thing when people are mining or they're building underground tunnels and stuff like that. That seems where they basically reside at. That's why sometimes, defense force members have to get involved there. But other than that, it's like they rarely come up. So Narumi and the others are like, wait, this is very interesting that some ant kaijus are coming up. Typically, they want to do this, which means it feels like somebody must be calling them, which we later find out it's Kaiju number 8, right? So because of it, essentially, you have it to where everybody mobilizes, and there's kind of two split teams. Yes, there's teams all around the area. Narumi's kind of doing his own thing. Essentially they kind of have it to where they're watching what Shinomiya and our boy Kafka are doing, right? Now we also have it to where Kikoru's father is watching basically this entire operation, because remember, like, they gotta watch to see if Kafka can actually be of use to them, even though he is a kaiju, right? So that's kind of the whole thing. So you get it to where you see all the defense force members like fighting. You have this one kid. At first I thought it was gonna be like Kafka saving this kid and this girl. Kind of in a parallel type of way of like him and Mina, right? No, it was actually Narumi that saved them. And basically he's like, Narumi, you're here. And he's like, it's Captain Narumi to you. But if your mom does these nice treats for me, then I'll actually be okay with it. And he's like, yeah, sure. So they get those two kids to safety, right? And everything. And then this is when we see Kikoru getting kicked into action. Funny enough, she was actually trying to, I guess, ask or one before what we see them kind of doing training before all this happening, right? And like even Kikoru to an extent is gassed, but Kafka's like really freaking gassed. But you know, he actually ends up staying a little bit later to continue doing running, because again, he wants to show off to the defense force members like, no, I'm just like you guys. Yeah, I have kaiju abilities, but I'm just like you guys. I'm here to protect the peace, save the day and protect the peace and keep the peace of obviously the country intact, right? So there's that, right? And then you have it where Kikoru, I guess she's been trying to do some training sessions with Narumi, but he's just been too lazy. And it's funny because what he's like, can you give me some money, please? And she's just like, money? Yeah, I don't know if you're getting money from me, but regardless, this is when you have it when Kikoru goes into action, man. Dude, look, man, I don't care. I don't give a crap, bro. Narumi's cool. I gotta see more of that blue-haired, short-haired girl that looks like the girl from Perrin from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, right? She looks cool. I do like Mina. I do like Hoshino. But I'm sorry, man. Hands down, my favorite character, especially human terms, is definitely Kikoru. Kikoru is just an absolute badass, bro. I'm sorry, bro. She's a badass. You know, if you're watching regular people would think, oh, this is a woke character, bro. She's got to be fucking strong, right? But when she revealed that fucking battle axe thing, I'm just like, dude, she's badass, bro. She's badass. She's arguably my favorite character in this entire show, right? So we already know her motivations is she wants to continue to get stronger so she can live up to the ranks of Hoshino and then Mina, and then obviously be strong enough so if at any event Kafka does go berserk, she's able to stop him, right? And we just have it where she takes this battle axe and she goes absolutely crazy, right? Absolutely crazy, right? And because they're like, oh, well, you're here, you're backing up Kikoru, right? Nah, dude. Kikoru heard that and she like, oh, hell no. I don't need no backup. I can take care of this shit myself. But the first entry kill, she's like, it's not good enough. It wasn't fast enough like Captain Hoshino. If I'm ever going to live up to that, I got to get better and I got to get faster now. And I'm just like, yo, it's crazy. It goes to the point where she takes out this other ant that was about to take out the girl, the blue-haired girl and everything. And she's like, hey, you need to make sure you keep, you know, attention at all times and keep your focus on. You can't turn your back to these kaiju. To the point that blue-haired girl, I'll have her name, right? Blue-haired girl is just like, oh, what did you say? You know, I think I'm gonna like you, actually. And she says this in, I guess you can say, a condescending way, but I think it's clear that she don't like to be shown up. So she has a straight up turret gun, right? Again, she's a snack too. She can get it. Like Kikoru can get it, she can get it too. I'm sorry for my simping. But I found that funny. So maybe there's gonna be banter between these two, which would be hilarious. We'll definitely see, right? But anyways, this is when things change to Kafka. So Kafka is about to fight up against some of the ants, and he's like, okay, let's do this thing, right? So he basically does the whole thing where he just, transforms parts of his body into Kaiju number 8, right? So like his hands and his feet, right? He goes to punch one of the ants, but it absolutely does no damage. Now, we remember back from season 1 when he did this, it actually would do damage, and he would still actually be able to damage the people. And that's what I thought. Now, the people at the home base are just like, why is he not transforming fully into Kaiju number 8, right? Now, because Kafka's like, okay, I guess this power isn't strong enough, so I'm gonna go full out, right? So he's going full out to transform into Kaiju number 8, right? But then because at first he's like, well, should I do it? Because he's afraid of, well, what if I lose control again, right? So he's like, you know what, screw it. I got to do what I got to do. I got to prove to these people that, hey, I am good. I'm in control and everything, right? So he transforms into Kaiju number 8, and it looks like, oh, it's going to go by successfully. But then the transformation absolutely fails and wears off. He gets hit through a building, gets very badly damaged because of it, right? And he's like, what in the actual heck is going on, right? Why am I not transforming? And they're like, wait, what the heck's going on? He didn't transform. I'll talk about that in a second, probably before I end the episode review, right? So we have it to where he gets, back up and everything, and he's trying to transform again. It's not working this time. It happens again. He's like, wait, what the hell is going on? He's like, look, I don't care anymore about this, about me losing control potentially. Like, I'm here to just do what I need to do, right? Now, this is when things get from crazy to just absolute batshit insane, right? So the people picking up on the radar from the home base who are watching the fight, they're like, whoa, there's another major kaiju coming. And then next thing you know, one of the ants' foreheads or top of the head starts deforming, and it's Kaiju number 8. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Now, funny enough, if you watch the episode 1, I guess synopsis of the episode, I'm guessing Crunchyroll effed up because this was supposed to be for this episode, right? Because it literally said for episode 1 last week, like, oh, Kafka has to go up against Kaiju number 8, and I'm like, what? And then I got through the episode, and Kaiju number 8 was nowhere to be seen. Or Kaiju number 9. My bad. Kaiju number 9 was nowhere to be seen, and I'm like, the fuck is going on here, bro? I'm like, what the hell? Whatever. Crunchyroll is having issues, right? Anyways, Kaiju number 9 shows up, and he's like, I was sensing I had just a sense that Kaiju number 8 was here, but I don't see him. That is, unless you're Kaiju number 8. And he ends up attacking Kafka, by using that, his finger pistol attack, right? But the thing is, Kafka, he's just trying his best to try to stay alive and everything. Also, too, he's trying to transform. It's just not working. And he doesn't know why it's not working and everything, right? But then we see that it wasn't just, Kaiju number 9 in this direction. There's other Kaiju number 9s everywhere else, right? And on top of it, the ants are coming back and they're getting stronger. Just like what we saw at the tail end of season 1. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where he was able to bring some of them back and actually make them stronger, and some kaiju are getting stronger, right? And it's like, okay, what the hell's going on here? That's the thing. Now you have it where Gen fights, Gen fights one of them, and essentially, he managed to slash one, but he's like, well, I'm not gonna let you do this, right? That's the thing, right? Because he was trying to get to Kafka to try to protect him and keep him alive, because he was in need. He was in need of help because he can't transform at the moment, right? But Kikoru actually shows up to help Kafka, and basically she's like, "No, I'm here to kill you." And obviously, Kaiju number 9 is like, "Oh, okay, well, you're gonna die." So we're gonna see how Kikoru manages to do that, it's clear she's not probably more than likely not strong enough to beat him. It's definitely enough to be where Kafka's going to have to transform fully into Kaiju number 8 to beat him. And maybe he will figure it out at some point. But it's definitely that Kikoru is going to stall for time until he can, right? And maybe she'll get in. Maybe she'll say something to wake him up to be able to snap out of it. But that's realistically where the episode ends off, where we're in this whole time of need. But as opposed to the reason why I think Kafka can't transform into Kaiju number 8, I think it more than likely has something to do with his self-doubt of if he's losing control. Yeah, you know, he can say all he wants, like, no, I'm not going to lose self-control. I'm going to be A-okay. I'm going to be fine. Yeah, buddy, sure you are. Sure you are. You can say that, but like that means absolutely nothing, because deep down in your feelings, in your heart, you know, you're still afraid that you're going to go berserk because of what happened with, you know, Kikoru's father, right? Also, we do find out that because Kikoru's father wants to go out there, but I guess his vice captain is like, you can't go out there because you know it's going to, you know, the more you use it, it slowly drains your ability and you slowly but surely are going to die. So we found out something interesting where basically the more he actually fights, the closer he is to death. So he's basically in this stage where he only has to fight if he has to, because if not, well then, you know, he's gonna be okay. But if he does, well then, yeah, he's shortening his lifespan. So that means like he's got to leave it to the next generation, which he does say is like, I got to put trust in the next generation that they can handle kaijus, right? So there's that. And maybe that's the same thing that maybe someone happened to his wife and Kikoru's mother. Maybe she used something that drained away at her life force. So that's the thing. Now, going back to Kafka, as to why he can't transform, I do think it's because he does still have self-doubt. It's kind of like that thing with Bleach with Ichigo at the tail end, or nearing the end of the Arankar arc, right? When after he fought Ulquiorra, and he went berserk, right? He tried to use his mask abilities again, but it broke easily and it broke apart fairly easily because he had self-doubt within him, because he was afraid that he was going to lose control, and he just didn't have any confidence in himself. Like, no, I can't overcome this fear. I can do it. It's only going to make me stronger. And I feel like it's kind of something like that. So maybe the author kind of took something from Bleach in that aspect, and that's the only thing will be much shorter. Eventually, I do believe either next, you know, probably more than likely next week, Kafka will overcome it, and he will be able to find a way to win or transform into Kaiju number 8. But overall, great episode. Definitely can't wait to see where the story is going to go. But yeah, but if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to get more Kaiju number 8 content or any other anime content, I upload to the channel. Until then, guys, I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.